Alright, so somebody wanted me to show them a certain scales I used in one of my previous videos. Uh, you'll notice that between the those videos and between this video, my playing has increased tremendously. That's because of the support of people on YouTube and the change in my picks. I went from using Jazz 2s to Jazz 3s. I still use Jazz 2s, but Jazz 3s are highly more accurate. So, anyway, a couple of words of advice. I highly recommend getting a scale book. I believe that learning scales is important. A lot of people say, oh, you don't need a scale book, blah, blah, blah. Here's my thing. If you don't know your scales, but you're playing something and you're not understanding it, then, and you try to explain it or try to recreate it, you're not going to really know what you're doing. Once you know your scales and your keys, then you can start coming up with ideas of your own and blending different keys and all that. So that's why I think those are important. So, anyway. Anyway, a couple other things. Yes, I started playing standing up now. Somebody told me that you should stand up. They said you can't play guitar standing up and you pee sitting down, which I don't pee sitting down. They were joking, but, I was like, screw it, whatever. So anyway, so now I'm standing up. If you're going to be standing up, the way that I did it is I try to recreate what I was sitting down, the posture and the height. That way it's more comfortable for me to play. So that's the way I did that. I don't know if it'll work for anybody else, but, whatever. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be showing you different scales. Primarily what I did was in B minor. And you can transpose this to any key because on guitar, scales are shapes, along with chords and arpeggios. Everything is a shape on a guitar, and that's the great thing about it, Personally, I don't really use the modes unless I'm talking about, Phrygian or Locrian, and that's really it. And I'll explain those later too. But that's just, another way for me to remember a shape and a key, like a B Phrygian. Is in the key of G major, E minor. So, and the great thing about the shapes also is if you're dealing with a key that you're not familiar with, say G flat major, just take your G flat or your G major shape and then just move it down half a step, which would give you E flat minor. So, vibrato and palm muting are also very important, but those are 20-hour discussions for a later time. So. Also did a third video for melodies, because melodies are very important. You can come up with your own. or use others that you've learned and adapt them like. And this is the vocal melody to Lady in Black. Or something like it. So, scale degrees. I have a problem associating numbers with letters, even though I'm, you know, good at algebra and math. But I just have a difficult time associating with them, scale degrees. But that's another great thing about the guitar. It's like a fifth, and then the ninth or the second, and then of course the fourth. Like that, and that's important in forming chords such as sixth chords. Okay, that's not a sixth. No, it's not a second. I don't know. I'm no good with chord names either, which is a major disadvantage for me. You know. And another thing is long fingers are very good, and also do wide stretched licks so your fingers can do chords a lot better too, like. And also listen to music as much as possible, because if you listen to music a lot, then you're going to be able to come up with ideas and adapt ideas. So anyway, let me get warmed up and I'll get to part 2.